Sir, excuse me, sir. What is a bimbo? What is a bimbo?
He didn't really want me to be like, you're so embarrassing because you're wearing tits right now. He wanted his tits to be nice. So
Bimbofication.
I have no fucking idea what a bimbo is, so I would actually like to know. Hi, I'm Natalia, and I'm here with Stripper News, and we're trying to find out what bimbo and bimbofication even mean. Stripper News!
Like actual strippers?
Yeah, Stripper News.
Like clothing optional dancing?
Yes. Excuse me, sir. I'm here with Stripper News. Can you define what a bimbo is?
A bimbo?
Yes.
B-I-M-B-O. A bimbo?
I have no idea what a bimbo is.
I have no idea.
You don't know bimbo?
Yeah, what is it?
Bimbos. Do you guys know what bimbos are? No. Fast.
What do you think a bimbo is?
I have no fucking idea what a bimbo is, so I would actually like to know.
But love you. In the best way.
In the best way.
A bimbo is someone who wears fishnet stockings, long stripper boots that come up to her knees, some sort of halter top, shows a lot of skin, walks down the street, and all the men oogle and ogle.
A bimbo is, in my opinion, just, the sexiest form of, femininity.
Oh, she's fun. She's so much fun.
Bad bitches.
Hot. Gets anything they want.
Anything they want. Manifesting.
Bimbo.
Okay, to me, a bimbo is just a hot bitch doing hot bitch shit.
I think the term is actually quite a derogatory term. A blonde, bimbo, not too bright, scattered.
And I think that's what we all think when we first hear the name, because it was drilled into us.
It's overall just the evolution of cunt, I think.
She's gorgeous. She's fun to be around.
She is. She's all bubbly things.
So-
Bimbo, bubbly.
Hypersexualization of women would connotate a certain lifestyle and a certain type of person. Maybe going to the highest bidder. So there's a definite image of what constitutes a bimbo.
So there's a difference between a slut and a bimbo, right?
Okay.
Okay, so a bimbo could look like a slut, but she's a bimbo. You know what I mean? But a slut will go to all the way.
Whoa,
so,
my God. She gets a bad rap because the boys think she's been around, but so have they.
How would they know that she's been around if they haven't been around?
for a bimbo to be a slut, she has to graduate. You know what I mean? She has to give up the box. She can't just have the uniform.
So there's levels to it.
Yeah,
There's
there you go.
so bimbo is level 1.
Yeah.
Why-
Giving up the box is level 2. But I respect both of them. We need those people in the world. Yeah.
Always, I had sex with her. Never, bro. She had sex with you.
Listen, I'm gay. I hope she had sex with me.
So bimbo is the clothing you wear then.
If I describe the person inside, that's messed up. I don't know if she's a bimbo, but
Can you name some iconic bimbos?
Miss Piggy, Deborah and Sable from 90s WWF, and of course, the most iconic one of them all, Pamela Anderson.
I agree. I totally agree.
Like a bimbo is to me just like Pamela Anderson was supposed to be a bimbo. She was smarter. She was just dumbed down to being beautiful with big boobs and blonde.
What do you think bimbo stands for?
Beautiful, impressive, motherfucking boss.
Hey!
Ovarian.
Ovarian.
I mean,
I'm a high-class bum.
she's a high-class bum.
Period. Tell them.
Stripper News!
Hi, it's Ariel with Stripper News. Welcome back, baby. Over the past 3 weeks, everyone and their mothers has been talking about one thing, Bryan Noem. If you don't recognize the name, you might recognize his wife, Kristi Noem. Oh, you definitely know her. ICE agents shooting civilians, 675,000 deportations in Trump's first year. And of course, shooting her own dog, Old Yeller style. Yeah, that Kristi Noem.
Former Secretary of Homeland Security and the inciting incident in All Dogs Go to Heaven.
What the fuck? Well, leaked images of Bryan have been making the rounds ever since the Daily Mail dropped a photo of him in a pink top, stuffed with 2 massive-sized, balloon-sized breasts, like some kind of botched DIY Victoria's Secret experiment. And suddenly, the floodgates have opened. Multiple sex workers have come forward, claiming Bryan was a long-term client. One in particular has said that the arrangement between them lasted nearly 9 years. And the kink he paid them for? Bimbofication. What's bimbofication? By prolific writer and sex columnist Carly Scortino as super hot, super femme, total f***ing airhead. We're talking about submission, humiliation, exaggerated femininity, weaponized gender stereotypes with a price tag. Here at Stripper News, we had the privilege of talking to Lydia Love, who did have Bryan Noem as one of her clients. Well, Lydia, welcome to Stripper News. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm such a fan of you guys. Well, my name is Lydia Love, and I've been a webcam model for 10 years, and I've done various forms of sex work. I was also a stripper for a bit, so I've been around for a while. Has there been a lot of media frenzy for you? Yes, and I've been ignoring it at this point.
Fair enough.
It's been a couple weeks at this point, and you guys are the third platform that I've talked to, and I've ignored hundreds, and you guys are probably going to be the last one that I talk to.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, it was overwhelming because I mean, I'm sure you relate. We get a bit jaded to our jobs, and things that are really abnormal to other people are much less abnormal to us. And so whenever I said, yes, he was one of my clients on my ex account, I didn't think that people would be like, this is the most insane thing in the world. I need to hear everything about it. But they did. So yeah, I don't think that I fully thought through how shocking the news would be to people, if that makes sense.
Of course, because to us it's just work. And to them it's
just another day.
No freaking way. It's like, it's like someone coming into my Tim Hortons. Anyway, sorry, Canadian take, sorry. How did Bryan Noem come into your world?
Well, he came into my webcam chat, and I didn't know who he was. He never said, hey, I am this person to me. But he just came in as a regular client, and I didn't know that he was anyone notable until someone leaked the pictures of him, and I put two and two together.
Oh, wow. So it was at that moment when...
Yes,
wow.
Yes, I found out like everyone else. Yeah.
Wow. How about that? Has this experience affected the feeling of security around your job? And has your day-to-day been affected more negatively, maybe positively?
In terms of like security as in like physical safety, I kind of I have an air of acceptance in the fact that unfortunately, if someone wanted to cause me harm, they could, and that sucks. But this situation, I think my friends and family are more worried about it than I am. I do what I can to keep myself safe. Like, I'm protected. Yeah, I don't really know. I think maybe I'm being ignorant to the risk selectively, but I also don't really know if it's that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, you know?
Yeah. I see that entirely.
Yeah,
exactly. Because I think you kind of feel that originally you've kind of assumed risk, right? By doing what you do. So it's kind of like, I'm
used to it. It's not new. I wasn't this like random girl who happened to accidentally, have an affair with a politician and then she's thrust into this world. I've been in this world, and
absolutely,
I understand the risks that come with it for a long time. 10 years is a long time.
Absolutely.
I would. So, like, full transparency, because I think it's important to talk about mental health. I will say this is like a completely new situation to me, having like people talk about me. I've been around for a while, but I've kept a really low profile, and so having people, there was like people on X, other sex workers talking really badly about me. That did hurt my feelings, because I feel like I've always been someone who's really kind to other sex workers, even if I don't agree with them. And so that got to me a bit, like the anxiety of like being vastly perceived. But I think I'm getting used to it, and it's calmed down, like the situation has calmed down enough to where I feel comfortable talking about it and stuff. So, yeah.
Is this the first time you've experienced doxing firsthand? In just like blowing up your information, kind of, talking poorly against your name, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, I've kept a low profile. I stay out of drama, so it's definitely the first time that anyone has had anything negative to say. I think the tide kind of turned, and after a couple days, people started being like, wait, why are you mad at this girl? But, you know, those first initial days where the negativity is loud, before people, you know, realize it's not that big of a deal, it kind of sucked, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it took the public kind of getting used to it a little bit to understand more.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure you interact with clients from every different background. Do you find that you have a lot of what we would consider right-leaning or far-right clientele?
Surprisingly, yes. And I will take their money.
Absolutely, you will.
I mean, I hate people that come to me and they want me to like degrade them for being Trump supporters all the time, or like I get people being like, I'm a cop, can you tell me like I'm a little sissy? And I'm like, yeah, for sure I will, why not, like who am I to not take your money? Yeah, I actually get a lot of people that are, I think unfortunately they might get off on the hypocrisy of it in a way.
Okay.
Because they want to be degraded for it, so.
Wow. And you will take their money.
I'll take their money and use it for good things.
Absolutely.
Give it back to the community, you know?
Absolutely. That's so gorgeous. So have you noticed any patterns when it comes to powerful or politically conservative men and the kinds of fantasies that they explore privately?
Yeah, I think a lot of them, they do want to be dominated, and they present so like masculine and I'm a man, but then behind closed doors, a lot of their fetishes are related to them not being a man. I think that their political beliefs tie into their sexual fantasies more often than not, whether it's in like deeply problematic ways or whether it's they want to wear panties.
So interesting.
Sir, do you want to ask a question for us? Okay. Sorry, bye, I love you. Do you want to answer a question for us? Can you do an interview? Can I see your tits? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's actually not that serious. I was just scaring you because you seemed afraid of the stripper news. So I was like, let's push it 100%. Okay. I'm sorry for scaring you. I know that I am called a bimbo online. So I'm here to find out what the people have been calling me because I like to research how people are insulting me. Sir, excuse me, sir. What is a bimbo? Oh, what do you know about Bimbofication?
Ooh. It's like a glow up.
Yes.
When you think about it, it's a girl going from meh to oh yeah.
Right? Just like cute to like damn.
I think
a man, right? With big.
A man. You're close. Basically, there was like this conservative politician here who was just, you know, very anti-women's rights, anti-everything, and he got caught bimbofying himself in private, dressing up like as a woman with fake boobs.
The who?
Here's the photo of Bryan.
Who is he? Hear about it. Oh, Jesus.
I know. And he doesn't even have even nipples. Pick a struggle.
But why are his nipples like that?
I know.
Where'd he get his boobs? Are those real or he just strapped those on?
How are you gonna pick your own boobs and you pick uneven nipples?
He did that on purpose for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, people probably like that.
Damn, and I paid so much money to get rid of my uneven nipples.
He's a cross-dresser.
Drag is more about celebrating women, and he's doing it more as, he's more mocking and being derogatory with it behind camera.
And he's calling that bimbofication? He sounds like such an asshole. He's dressing up like a woman. He's mocking women.
He's like a politician, and he's conservative, so he's supposed to be against that.
I don't like him.
But he does it anyway? Boo! Boo! Be who you are. If you want to walk around with boobs, walk around with boobs, bro. Just be who you are. But don't deceive us. You know what I mean?
He's just being, himself in private.
In private? Yeah. Why not in public?
Because it's silly.
Why do you think conservative men are just so obsessed with bimbofied women? Or for themselves, or even dressed like that privately?
Because she can't be contained.
And it's about control. It's not about what they're looking for. They don't want to take somebody who wants to be controlled. They want to go take somebody's freedoms away.
You can't contain energy.
And that's all you need to know. Stripper news! Today we learned that nobody knows the term what bimbo means. That everybody has a different definition. And that nobody called me a bimbo. It kind of hurt my feelings, you know? The girl did say, she was like a girl who has really long nails, so, she knows nothing, and she looked at my nails. I was like, but anyways, back to you, Ariel. Stripper news.
Do you think the people in power in these private dynamics tend to use sex workers as scapegoats?
Yes, absolutely. I was thinking about this today because I tried to like kind of stay away from the news about all of it, but something popped up on my Instagram, like recommended it. I was in the picture and I clicked on it because I was curious. I was like, what the hell? And it was talking about how he eventually wants to come out and he wants to talk about what went down and everything, but he said he wants to do it on his own time. And I'm kind of just waiting for him to demonize the industry and say that he was lured in by these, you know, seductive women. And they caused him, you know, he was addicted to blah, 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 you know, and so I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen because that's usually how it goes. And it's such an easy way to escape taking accountability. So
Right.
Yeah.
And then he goes to rehab for Camgirls. And then sex workers are often the last people consulted in stories like this, even when their voices are central to the narrative, obviously. What do you think the public consistently misunderstands about the role sex workers play in situations like this?
I think that it's hard for them to understand that like we're providing a service and that this is our job. And I didn't seek him out. I didn't, you know, find him and say, come to me and give me all your money. He sought my services out and he enjoyed it very much so. So I think that they like to frame us as these little sex robots that are just stealing all of their husband's money. And it's like, they're coming to us, you know, there's a demand and we are here, so.
Absolutely. And with that, is there any kind of last regards you want to say on just how you're feeling and what you see for your personal future after such a thing, you know, went down in your atmosphere?
Well, I know that for now I'm known as Bryan Noem's Camgirl, but hopefully that's not, you know, I've built a career for 10 years. Hopefully that's not what I am forever. Hopefully I transcend this in some way. But honestly, I don't regret speaking out. I think that I feel sometimes powerless when it comes to politics in America. And so I'm able to say, at the very least, hey guys, look, this person is a hypocrite and they hate gay people, they hate trans people, they hate immigrants, they hate sex workers. But, you know, there might be some things that they're participating in that are adjacent to those things. So, yeah, I don't regret speaking out. I do ultimately hope that eventually there's more to my career than this. And if not, then I'll just go to the next thing.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Gosh. Would you be able to speak on what exactly Bimbofication is?
Yes. So Bimbofication, if it is a male client coming to me, typically they want to be what their idea of a bimbo is. And so this can be, think giant tits, a huge ass, most of the time a little small waist, big hair, big lips, everything very like exaggerated feminine. And that's what they want to be. Now, if it's typically like a woman who wants to be a bimbo, they want the exaggerated features themselves. So sometimes clients are into worshiping someone that identifies as a bimbo, and sometimes the client wants to be the bimbo.
Absolutely. So cute. So funny. Do you find in camming, is there an especially large amount of clients that are like that?
I've acquired them. I think that I just like carved out my little world. I'm a really like sexually open-minded person, and so I didn't enter the industry being like, I'm gonna do femdom, but I think my openness attracted that fan base to me, and now I get the real freaks, which I like.
Good for you. Well, with Bimbofication, do you think that Bryan was one of those people who wanted to be bimbofied?
I think that he definitely wanted to like be a bimbo and be that and play. I didn't get the feeling like he wanted to like transition into a woman. I know it's come out that like maybe he did and like he talked to other sex workers that way, but for me I felt like he was just someone that really wanted to play in that moment and like get in that headspace, if that makes sense.
Then so do you think that, you know, how he has to act in regular life, do you think that he was especially playing into that narrative because of how he has to present himself?
I think a lot of the time men that are into like sissification, bimbofication, they want an escape from having to be the traditional man, and the biggest escape to that is being a woman for a bit. So I didn't get the impression that he viewed being a woman as like degrading to him. I feel like he wanted to be like uplifted, like be a good slut. He didn't really want me to be like, you're so embarrassing because you're wearing tits right now. He wanted his tits to be nice. So it was interesting for sure.
That's so interesting. I want to ask you again if there's any final regard that you want to say on your behalf, if there's anything you really want the public to know at this point.
I feel like I've kind of like said my piece on the situation. I just think that like whenever people are really pushing a certain lifestyle on the American public, but then they're not behaving that way, I think it's really hypocritical. And this was a chance for a mirror to be held up and for people to say, okay, maybe we don't need to listen to these people word for word because they're not even acting the way that they're telling all of us to act. So that's just my feeling in that. And that was my motivation in it. So
yeah. Thank you for being so strong and for speaking to people and speaking about things that are actually, that really, really matter, especially in the Southern political hemisphere. It's really important. And we all appreciate it over here at Stripper News. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lydia.
I appreciate you guys so much.
Look how fluffy.
Stripper News.
Now, as could be expected, both the left and the right have absolutely lost it. The right is blaming the trans issue. The left is pointing out the hypocrisy of a household that profits politically from restricting gender expression, while privately indulging in it. And yes, I could give you a quick summary of Kristi Noem's problematic stance on trans rights, but quick would be doing a lot of heavy lifting here. So instead, just imagine a long list of policies that make existing as a trans person harder, more dangerous, and more surveilled. Now imagine signing that list and then going home to Bryan Noem wearing your halter top. Yes, because here's the thing. This isn't really about trans identity. This is about power. At its core, bimbofication as a fetish is often about emasculation, about giving up control, about being small, silly, objectified, just a little girl, by someone who in the real world would hold less power than you. And notably, most of the sex workers speaking out are cis women. So no, this isn't some secret trans conversion conspiracy. It's a tale as old as time. Powerful conservative man, or in this case, those in proximity to power, want desperately to feel powerless. Groundbreaking. Of course, we're talking about this, and are we also going to mention that he also just kind of wanted to be like a cute little girl? He just wanted his tits to be pretty. Do we want to mention that just a little bit? We're also living in a cultural moment obsessed with emasculation. Men are terrified of losing their control and dominance while simultaneously chasing humiliation rituals in private. And then there's the other end of the spectrum. Hypermasculinity, so intense, it turns into its own form of gender performance. Hormones, peptides, injections, looks maxing. Call it what it is. It's gender-affirming care for straight men in denial. There are alleged texts, though. Do you want me to be trans for you? Bryan asks. Would you be trans for me? She replies. I think so, he says. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. Does it really matter? Here's what is real. All of this is happening while young people across the US are being denied access to actual gender-affirming care. So yeah, it does become a trans rights issue. It becomes an everything issue because while Bryan gets to explore gender, sexuality, and identity behind closed doors with money, privacy, and protection, millions of others are criminalized, surveilled, and outright erased for doing the same thing in public. And then there's the part that really sticks. If it's true that one of the people who exposed this was an undocumented sex worker, then the hypocrisy goes nuclear. Because now we're looking at a man who stands by mass deportations, detention centers, and family separations while privately funding the life of someone directly impacted by those exact same policies. Let's say that again.
We're looking at a man who stands by mass deportations, detention centers, and family separations while privately funding the life of someone directly impacted by those exact same policies.
Publicly shame them, restrict them, deport them, privately pay them for sex. That's not just hypocrisy, that's exploitation with a credit card. And that's the message sitting underneath all of this. People will always find ways to express themselves to survive, to resist, even under systems designed to crush them. But when the public enforcing those systems are the same ones benefiting from them in private, that's not a scandal. That's structural violence. At the end of the day, Bryan Noem's personal expression doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists in a system his own household helps uphold. One of those denies that same freedom of expression to millions. And that just isn't sexy. I'm Ariel, and this is Stripper News.
If you love Stripper News and you want to support independent journalism, we kindly ask that you like and subscribe and even leave a comment for us. You can also leave a tip and visit our merch store. Thank you.